In the repair shop today...
Wow. So that's the sound it's made?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is awful.
A little Spanish music maker in need of a good tune-up.
That sound?
That was like all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order.
And Susie calls upon her surfeit of expertise
This is taking me back to my early days of training.
to rejuvenate the workmanship on a treasured leather bag.
If you work as a village saddler, you'll get people coming in with all sorts of things, and you just learn to pick up skills along the way.
First into the repair shop today, Peter Mason from Herefordshire. He's brought a kitchen curiosity from a bygone age to whet the appetite of craftsman Dominic Chinea.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm Jay.
You Jay? Hi, I'm Don. Don, I'm Pete.
All right, Pete.
Pete, hi, good to see you. All right.
What we got?
Well, an old-fashioned ice cream maker.
Wow.
Used to belong to my grandmother.
All right, tell us about this, making
Okay.
ice cream.
So what you do, you undo that clip, you pull that off,
Okay.
you get your mixture, you put it in the tin.
Oh, look at that.
Well, you put your ice cream in there.
Ice cream mixture in there, yeah. The tin spins around, so it's agitating the mixture
What? And that just makes ice cream?
and makes ice cream. And you put ice down the outside, and that
Okay.
cools the mixture down.
Okay.
Right.
My grandmother and I used to spend each summer making ice cream in this thing, and she used to say, Peter, do you want ice cream? And I'd say, yes, please, Granny. And she used to go in the kitchen, make up the mix. She used to come in with it in the tin, and stick the ice in there, and we used to sit in the front room, and I would turn this for about 20 minutes, half an hour. Oh, bless. The top would come off,
Yeah.
and there would be the ice cream, and it was always vanilla.
Oh, man. So tell us about your grandmother.
So her name was Ethel, and she worked at the big house somewhere.
At the big house?
Yes, and when she left the big house... it
Hold
was,
on, what's the big house?
You know,
What's
one of these grand houses where upstairs, downstairs. One of those
Oh,
jobs.
it's a big, yeah, the big house.
Don't
Okay,
ask me
yeah.
where it was or what it was, I don't know.
Okay, right.
But she decided to go somewhere else. They presented her with this, and she treasured it all her life.
Nice.
You said you packed ice in there,
Yes.
so does this have to be, like, waterproof?
Yes, otherwise it's going to leak everywhere.
I think these elastic bands aren't filling me with confidence.
But see this? Where is it? There it is. There's two dents, one there. One of these panels would have been opposite that one, and there would have been a bucket handle coming over there.
Oh, no, so this has been in pieces then?
Yes.
They're in the wrong order?
I've never seen the bucket handle on there since day one.
I think we've got our work cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bucket that makes ice cream. Imagine that.
Isn't it?
A bucket of ice cream. That sounds even better, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, Peter, you have definitely made my day.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You take care now.
Bye now. The ice cream maker, it's the one thing I have to remind me of my grandmother and that wonderful legacy she left us. It was love, we were very close. When I look at the ice cream maker now, I see it less than it was, and I feel that she and the ice cream maker deserved more than that.
Although versions of ice cream can be traced to China as far back as 200 BC, ice cream as we know it really gained popularity during Victorian times. They had their own ice cream queen, Agnes Marshall, whose patented appliance used ice collected from rivers and ponds and flavours like cucumber to impress one's guests.
So, what you got to do?
Well, at the moment, I wouldn't want to eat anything that's come out of there. So cleanliness and food hygiene is something we're going to have to definitely address. But getting this, the wooden part, watertight.
OK. So you're going to deal with the whole mechanism.
Yep, the nuts and bolts of that. We'll
Okay.
make it clean.
I want to taste this ice cream, so the sooner we can get this food ready and food safe and get that watertight, I'm happy.
Go on, let's go.
All right.
Thanks. OK, so where to start with Peter's ice cream maker? This is a brilliant project. I can't wait to get this thing working, really, and actually see if it does actually make ice cream. The metalwork, structurally, is all OK. It does all need replating, though, so that all of the metal parts will separate off and they'll be tin-plated. My other concern is this. That needs to be watertight, and at the moment, that is very far from holding water. There should be 3 bands that hold this together. These are absolutely integral to the strength and holding the whole thing together. I think the elastic bands are actually doing more than they're doing at the moment. I'm going to have to to have a little bit of a jiggle around with the wooden pieces because these two should be opposite each other to make the handle. OK. Well, I think I'm going to have to just bite the bullet with this, I think, and take it completely apart. Probably the best thing to do, but it's just a bit nerve-wracking. Oh, God. OK. Sorry, Peter. At least I can give this all a really good clean now and then think about trying to reassemble it in the right order this time.
As Dom begins to rebuild the ice cream maker, the next visitor is also hoping to have childhood memories revived. Carolina Urraca from Eastleigh, Hampshire, is here for the musical mastery of David Burville, who's been restoring organs for over 20 years.
Hello. Hi.
I'm Jay.
Carolina. Hi.
I'm David. Pleased to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
So this is obviously yours.
Yes. So I'm from the south of Spain. This is an organillo.
It's a what?
Organillo. It's like a little organ.
Yeah.
Oh, OK, cool. What does it do, actually? What?
You want to say?
OK.
So
Wow. So that's the sound it's made.
yes,
Okay.
which is awful. And it used to be played on the streets on something called verbenas, and it's just almost like street parties where everyone will just pour on the streets, and someone will
Okay.
have this, and you will give them a coin. They will play, so people could dance.
Have you ever heard anything like that before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you
yes,
have?
yes, yeah,
Oh, that's all
yeah.
right. The sound that they would play normally would not be that sound, would it?
No, no, no. You should be able to hear what tune it plays. Yeah.
In my ears, it never played a real song.
Okay.
No.
I don't know if this cylinder actually is going to perform better. This may be pristine. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, so there's a cylinder in there, and then there's a cylinder. Oh yeah, and there's one in there.
Yeah.
So this was in Spain first and foremost.
Yes, this was in my house since I can remember. It was my grandma, and she had it, and it was always there.
So what type of person was your grandmother then?
Oh, she was a
Look at
force
that
of
smile.
nature. She was very, very funny, but extremely caring. Extremely, she was amazing. She was amazing, really. And
This is a reminder of her as well.
yes,
Yeah.
every time I would play, she would laugh. You could hear her laughing,
Yeah.
and then someone else would be like, "Stop that noise!" And she would ha 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 from the back. So every time it plays,
Yeah.
it's almost like I can hear her laughing in the back.
Good family memories.
It is, and it needs to carry on
Okay.
being that.
So, how did it end up in this condition then?
I know it's sad, isn't it? So it went to my mum.
Yeah.
And probably she just saw it like an everyday item in the house. So there was a plant pot on the top because it was on a hallway once. And then it's heavy enough to hold a door. It's been a place where to leave your keys when you arrive home. It's been anything.
So what would you like us to do to it?
Ideally, I want him to look as he once did.
And probably play a better sound than what he's playing now.
If that is possible, I'll add it to the wish list.
It's going to be a fascinating thing to work on.
Well, thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
this in.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Wonderful.
luck.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah,
Good
yeah,
luck.
we'll do our best.
Take care now.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye.
The organillo for me represents my grandma, and it's part of my childhood. It's my link to my family back in Spain. So it'll be lovely to see the organillo back to its former glory and looking beautiful and vibrant like he always did.
That sound, that's not the sound, is it? That's
that was
noise.
That was like all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order.
Okay, cool. So what are you going to do?
Well, basically,
Yeah.
I mean, it wants a really good cosmetic clean-up. It's horribly out of tune, and so I'm gonna have to tune it. But this
Yeah.
is my biggest fear because this is, I mean, that should be a cylinder,
Okay.
and basically it's flat packed.
Okay.
So
First thing is get this over to your area. Yeah. Oh, he's heavy, isn't
it
he?
is heavy, yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Lovely. Cheers. It's a fascinating little machine. They really are miniature barrel pianos. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the barrel out. Fortunately, it's actually on a little carriage, so that holds the barrel and allows you to remove it and put it down without damaging the teeth. You can see here we've got the main gear wheel, and actually that's looking in good condition, and that means that I can concentrate on the spare barrel, which is in terrible, terrible condition. So I'm pleased with that.
In the outdoor workshop, Dom is battling with a miniature barrel of his own, the Victorian ice cream maker. But it's not just the wooden cask that needs attention. The churning mechanism also needs whipping into shape.
Whilst you're cranking it round, it should be a really nice spinning movement, because you need to be doing it for 20 minutes or so. And it kept sort of locking and binding up. I'm almost certain that's going to be due to this movement here. You can see that play. The least invasive solution to that is to make a little brass bushing that would basically take up the slack. I think I'm going to have to speak to Steve for that, because he's got just the tool we need to make that inside. Hey Steve, you okay?
Yeah.
I've got a proposition for you. Do you like ice cream?
Love ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
Convenient. This is Peter's ice cream, or part of Peter's ice cream making machine.
Yeah.
I need a couple of bushings made.
You know where to come, don't you, for bushes?
I'm trying to lure you in with ice cream.
Yeah.
It's basically, this is the main pivot, the main shaft. It's really warm.
Oh, that it really is, isn't it?
Yeah, those two pivot points.
OK.
Just need little bushings in there. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, cheers.
So although this does look like a bit of a jumbled mess of just bits of wood, it's quite daunting still, but I do have some clues as to how this goes back together. These holes, for example, are where the original handle would have been, so they would obviously have to be opposite each other. So I'll start there.
Good, that's one done. Just got to get another one done, I can get them back to Dom.
The bucket is actually starting to take shape now. It's starting to look like a bucket again, which is really good. All right, this is the last piece of the puzzle. Really hope that this is going to hold the ice long enough and keep it watertight. Right. Cool, even though they're all in, you know what? That doesn't look too bad at all. What needs to hold this together is definitely not an elastic band. It's these metal hoops. One of them is missing, but these two are they're past it. They're really, really rusty. So I'm going to be remaking 3 steel hoops. So for that, I'm going to be using this piece of steel, the same diameter as the old, and go to the roller. That's good. That should work well. Whoa, perfect. All right, there we go, 1 hoop. Really, really strong, that is, so there's no way that's going to break. All right, so hopefully that should now... I want it to be really tight. Yeah, perfect. All right, I'll be able to persuade that down. It only needs to go another 10 mil more. That'd be perfect.
So, Dom, how much are your ice creams going to be?
Oh, they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
They're going to cost 2 bushes?
Perfect.
The only problem I thought is, because they're brass-coloured, They'll show up.
And the rest is steel. No, that's absolutely fine. Once they're in, everything's going to be tin plated.
Oh, right,
It will all be the same colour.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Okay.
They look ideal. Thank you so much for doing that.
No problems.
I'm so pleased to have the bucket part of the ice cream maker back in one piece. I mean, honestly, compared to how this was not too long ago, it was in pieces and the most fragile thing ever. Now, it's absolutely fine. It's so solid. So I'm full of confidence that this is not going to leak. Next thing to tackle is the handle. So as with anything that I'm making from scratch with no reference or nowhere to start, I always start either, a piece of paper, a piece of wood. So in this case, it's a piece of thin wire to give me a nice little guide that I can work from. So this now becomes a very valuable piece of wire because that is exactly what I need to make out of the proper material. This straight section is where I can now put on the wooden handle part. That's going to slide on there. And then basically all I need to do is exactly the same in reverse on the other side, bend this side down and round, and then I've got a handle. That's brilliant.
Next, an item that has been treasured for 65 years by Malcom Jordan from Chippenham. And meeting him is the ever so clever with leather.
Hello there.
Hello.
Susie Fletcher.
I'm Susie.
I'm Malcolm.
Malcolm, nice to meet you. Take a seat.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
Malcolm, what have you brought in for me?
I brought you a document case,
OK.
a bit battered around the edges. It belonged to my brother, and he obtained it during the war.
OK. What sort of case is it?
It's just a straight document case. I've just kept my key documents. All those certificates you only use every 5 years. Other people brought back guns,
Yeah.
or occasionally wives.
Yeah.
But he brought this.
So what was your brother's name?
John.
John.
Yes.
OK.
He was 9 years older than me. He was the kindest, most gentle man you've ever met.
Oh,
We were brought up together in Peckham in South London,
OK.
and then, before the war started, he and I were evacuated together when I was just under 5.
He was very young.
Yes. Well, my brother looked after me all the time.
Oh.
I was a bit of a pain because he was looking at girls and I was in the way. And it was just great being together in Swanage.
Mm.
You know, it's a nice seaside place.
Yeah.
And if there was an air battle going on overhead, we could pick up all the shells, still hot,
Wow, really?
see how many we could collect. Yes,
Goodness.
that was our hobby. And then in 1942, John got called up.
What sort of age were you when your brother was
I was about
called?
7, I think, when he was called up.
7?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So that was pretty devastating. He went to camp with the tank corps. It was very worrying, you know.
Oh, it must have been awful.
Yes, yes.
So there was like a big part of you was missing.
Yes, absolutely,
Okay.
yes, yes. But then one day there was news of an unconditional surrender, the end of the war.
What was it like the day that he came home?
Oh, that was magic, because as everyone did, we put a big sign out, "Welcome home, John."
Okay.
And I was at school. I came cycling back with my friends, say, "Look what we've done." And John had got there first and turned it round, and it said, "Welcome home, Malcolm."
Oh, bless him.
And I just ran in and cuddled him.
Oh, the relief must have been enormous.
Yes, it was, yes. And then he got in to be a teacher and taught the rest of his life.
Right.
Yes. My brother died in 1984 very suddenly, so we didn't have much time
Oh,
to
dear.
say goodbye. So this will be a great memento for him. It just brings all the memories of my brother back. It means a lot to me, yes.
Well, thank you very much for bringing it in. I'll see what I'm able to do, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
The fold has been in my desk drawer, but I knew it was there. It's always been a comfort to me. It reminds me of my brother. It would be lovely to have it brought back, as beautiful it was when I was given it 65 years ago.
Hiya.
How you doing, Suze? Got that leather you needed.
Oh, Oh, brilliant, just in time.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a bit wow, isn't it?
It's really nice.
The problem is you can feel like it's all floppy.
Okay.
So I need to strengthen and stiffen this up so that it can hold files, because that's what it is, it's a document.
You're going to strengthen all the leather up?
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do with all this? Because this is, stitching has kind of gone away as well, isn't it?
So this is called lacing rather than stitching, because it's like a continuous piece of leather that goes around the edges and holds everything together.
Right.
All of this has got to be replaced, because you can see it's all rotten and flaking away.
Yeah, that's coming away.
But the biggest problem with this is you can see it's got card in it. So it's like a fibre board, and that's what makes the structure.
Right.
And that's all snapped away. This edge has completely gone away.
Sounds like you've got a lot of work to do, but it's going to be worth it because Malcolm's going to be made up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, Susie.
All right, cheers. The first thing I need to do is completely dismantle the case and put in new board to give it that strength back because it's so weak here. I think for Malcolm, it means so much that anything that I can do to keep his brother's memory alive, I'll be really pleased to help him with.
Also hoping to resurrect fond memories, David. He's dismantled the organillo, the small barrel organ that in its heyday entertained crowds at Spanish street parties.
This is one of the earliest forms and most simplest forms of mechanised music. It's literally just a pin that comes round, hits the reading pin that's on the hammer lever, which then strikes the string. So now I've got the hammer levers out, and I can see that they're pretty gummy. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a small wire brush, just clean the pin itself up. So those hammers seem to be going in quite nicely, and they're certainly freed up nicely now. Pleased with the way that's gone. So I've got the spare barrel for the organillo, and it's terrible condition. It's all got to get put together and strapped together, made sure that it's right in one go. We only get one chance at this. So here we go. I'm going to start by gluing all the way round on the two end pieces first. So I've got to make sure that this end is level with the end of the boards. I'm using a standard PVA wood glue, so hopefully I can just assemble the parts and then we can start to strap it up in position. I've got some little bits of copper wire here, and I'm going to use these to tie the barrel together. So the wire will actually go between the pins and not cause any damage to them.
With the interior elements on track, David can turn his attention to the exterior of the instrument, damaged through years of household use.
So this is a shellac-based finish and stain combined. It's actually a form of ink which gives the shellac this red colour. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to enhance the black lines. I've just got some Indian ink mixed with a little bit of shellac and methylated spirits. The length of the bristles allow you to keep a reasonable amount of paint on the brush, so you can do a long line in more or less one continuous go. So I've just got a few more lines to do, and then that's done. I can leave that to dry then and give it a final coat of shellac, and then that is ready to put the mechanism back inside. So, yeah, pleased with that.
He may have faced a myriad of issues with the vintage ice cream machine, but Dom's got it licked.
It's so nice to see all of the components for the ice cream maker back from being tin plated. They're now nice and clean, super shiny, and most importantly, hygienic. It's going to look amazing once it's all together. Peter had such passion when he was speaking to me, explaining to me and Jay about how he made the ice cream. And his face, you could see that he absolutely loved it. And he was back there with his nan, and that was it. I bet she really treasured this. Right, here we go, the moment of truth. This is where it doesn't all line up. So that goes there, that should, oh, that's perfect. That mesh is in there, nice, then that. Ah. Right, is it gonna work? Yes. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Gonna go get it ready for Peter. That's it.
For Pete, this little ice cream churn produced the taste of his childhood, a precious link to his Granny Ethel. Now he's back to see if Dom has managed to resurrect the antique appliance.
The last time I saw the ice cream maker working was, oh, it must have been about 4 or 5, so quite a few years ago now. It evokes a lot of memories, having an ice cream maker and using it with my grandmother. That's why it's important to me, because it brings her back alive to me. I'm there beside the fire with my grandmother. That's why it's important.
Peter.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are we doing?
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Tom,
how are you? Yeah, good.
Good, good. So excited, I can't tell you.
I'm excited as well.
Oh, I've waited for this moment.
Do you want to see it?
Yes, please.
Yeah?
Oh, totally.
Come on then.
Come on then.
And you put the handle on. Oh, it's beautiful. I said I wasn't going to cry. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm shaking.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, I can't tell you what this means to me. It is just beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh,
What's it feel like turning it?
Oh, it brings it all back. Can I take the top off?
Yeah, go on,
have a look.
Yeah, it's yours, yeah.
Oh, man. Is it real ice cream?
Yeah.
Is it really ice cream?
Yeah.
Is it vanilla?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's vanilla.
Did you have a spoon?
Of course we do. Here you go.
Oh. I can't tell you what this means to me. Oh, it's just the best.
But where does it take you back to, the memories?
I'm back with my grandmother. I'm sat in front of her fire. It's just so special.
No, it is. Is it all right to share some with the guys?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah?
Never going to ask.
All right, got spoons here.
Very, very, very happy. More than happy. When the top came off, I could see the ice cream inside, and I could see how they'd tinned all the tin, and it was all food-proof again. And the fact that they actually made ice cream in it, what a thrill! It did make me feel like a little child again. Totally, yeah. I was back there in that moment with my grandmother.
Leather expert Susie has been carefully dismantling the document case brought back from Europe during the Second World War.
Now I've got this all apart, the next part is going to be getting this strengthened and back into a good usable condition. So this spine is obviously had a lot of wear opening back and forth. The fibres are beginning to break down, and what I want to do is put a leather strip along there that's going to hold all of that section together and start the strengthening process. This is taking me back to my early days of training. As a master saddler, I wanted to go straight into just doing saddles, but I was too young, so I learned how to do leather goods and footwear, which actually has turned out to be really useful, because if you work as a village saddler, you'll get people coming in with all sorts of things. They will bring you suitcases and golf clubs and footwear, and you just learn to get on and do it, and you pick up skills along the way. Right, so now I've got the spine strengthened, it's time to strengthen the back of the file. So what I'm going to do is just glue down these corners onto this backing piece just to try and hold it in place a little bit. But it's going to help stabilise everything while I'm putting all these layers together. I always get apprehensive when I'm gluing things together, because if you get it wrong, it can cause a huge problem. Now I've got this back strengthened, what I've got to do now is just glue this piece of leather here, and that will allow the two pieces of the blotting paper to be open and closed multiple times. It's strengthened on the back, and it'll be strengthened on this side. The idea here is to get it as smooth as possible, and when you're gluing leather on paper, you really only do have one shot. There is no going back again, so. It looks great. Okay, so now I've got this done, I need to let the glue cure, and then I can move on and do exactly the same to the other side. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm wrapping the edges of the leather with this very fine kip leather, very thin but strong leather. I find it really, really useful. All that edge had cracked away. So in order to hold everything together, I have to bind these edges, and then I can go ahead and start lacing them back together and really getting this into a usable condition again, which is so exciting.
David is putting the finishing touches to the organillo, the little hand-cranked barrel organ that was a beloved fixture of one Spanish household for generations.
So I've just put in the replacement string, and it had one that was broken. So I've just done that, and I've just tuned it up. And so the next thing is to put all of the mechanism back in. Hopefully we'll get some music out of it. So that's the organillo all back together, and can't wait for Carolina to hear it. Really pleased with that.
The Spanish barrel organ was a much-loved mainstay in Carolina's life since she was a baby. And now she's back to see if David's managed to restore its voice.
The organillo really reminds me of my grandma. It was in such a state, and it didn't play a song since I can even remember, so I'm very excited to see.
Hello, Caroline.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, very excited. Really, really excited.
So what are you hoping?
That it looks good.
Okay.
So without all that damage and all that problem. And
Okay.
If I can wish for more, that it doesn't sound like someone is killing a cat.
Yeah, it sounded really bad.
Really bad.
But that's the sound that you remember it playing, though?
All my life.
Let's see.
You reckon?
Yes, definitely. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Look at the fire. Oh my God! Wow. Can I?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh wow! This is unbelievable! Oh my God! I'm shaking. This is unbelievable. Oh wow! You're a magician. You are amazing. This is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Can she?
Go.
This is amazing. Oh,
Well done, you. Well done.
that's impressive.
So what do you think your grandmother would make of it now?
She will be delighted that he get to live another life with another generation.
Yeah. We're going to get this packed up safely and sent home to you. Is that all right? Mm-hmm. OK. You won't be without it for too long. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Wait. Another one.
God bless.
Thank you.
Good on
And you too.
Oh, is it? Oh, bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
OK? Not long. I'll have it home soon, OK?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Overall, I can say I am ecstatic about the work they've done and David done. I mean, magician. Nothing short of a magician. When I got to first wind it and hear the music and realize that it was a real song, at the beginning I was just incredibly amazed about it and excited. And then suddenly it dropped on me that that was the music that my grandma heard and my grandma danced to, and it just suddenly connected me to her, even though she's long past. I'm hearing the same music that she heard, and it wasn't there before. It's a very special thing, really special.
Leather expert Susie is also on the home straight of her repair. The leather document case brought home from war.
So I'm just getting the last few stitches put in place, and it feels 100% better. It's got some substance and strength to it, all of which it was lacking when it came in. And just putting the lace through the laces that have gone over the edge, and this is what's going to tie it in and make it all secure, and I can just cut this off because you don't want to tie a knot in it because that'd be too bulky. That's it. Got all the lacing holding this lovely file together. It's back in a usable condition. I'm hoping Malcolm is very pleased with what I've been able to do. All that's left for me to do now is give it a final clean and a buff up, ready to present back to him.
When the document case arrived at the repair shop, it was falling to pieces. But Malcolm is hoping Susie's years of experience have been able to save the case and the connection to his hero.
My case is important to me because it's a memorial to my brother who brought it back from the war.
Hi, Malcolm.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very nice to see you again.
How you been?
Busy, but wondering what you've been up to.
Have you? OK, well, I'll let you see what I've been able to do.
OK. Oh, God. That is amazing. You've replaced all the edges. as well as the stitching. That's absolutely amazing. Yes, thank you very much indeed.
Very
That
welcome.
is wonderful. Can I look inside?
Please.
Oh, look at that. Wow. That's all complete. And look at that. Perfect. I can't thank you enough. Not only for your skills, but for the fact you've restored something that's really valuable to me.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you for all your craftsmanship.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I shall take it home with love.
Okay,
Thank you.
Take
Thank you.
care now.
I'm feeling absolutely thrilled picking up my document case, restored to beauty. It's a wonderful thing. It took me right back to 65 years ago when my brother gave it to me. I think the case is now a very fitting tribute, and I shall have pleasure in handing it down through the generations to come. That would be wonderful.